Hello and welcome to another episode of Taking It Too Seriously. I'm Mira.
And I'm Awa.
And today we are talking about what it means to be Black famous.
Yeah. So I was telling Amira, I was watching Abbott Elementary recently, and there's this like running bit on it. One of the characters, Barbara, she basically always confuses white people, like famous white people, for like Black counterparts that either have like similar name or like similar vibe, or sometimes even like same name. So like, for example, she always gets the Michelle Williams, the white actress, confused for like Michelle Williams of Destiny's Child fame, that kind of thing. And it always really makes me giggle, but it made me think about kind of, like on the opposite side, we talk so much about like people that are famous, but only to like Black people. And then you realize like you talk to a white person, you're like, oh, so-and-so. And they're like, who? And you're just like, I don't understand how you could not know this person.
I think the one that got me was Nia Long. People not knowing who Nia Long is. And I'm like, the Nia Long.
Yeah. It's like shocking, but it's just so interesting because it's like, wow, the media you consume can be so like 100%. Different to other people. And household names, like Nia Long is a household name for like almost every Black family across the world.
Yeah, 100%.
You know who Nia Long is. So the idea that people, she isn't famous in certain places to certain shocking, people, aka white people, is shocking. Like for some people, the first time they'll have ever watched Nia Long is in the Michael Jackson film.
Wow. The first time I ever watched Nia Long was in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, that episode where she clicked off all her fingernails.
Honestly.
That was the first time I saw
an icon living.
100%.
But yeah.
And I think we were talking about there are people who were Black famous and then who have broken the mold and now since are just
have ascended.
Famous.
Yeah.
And are just famous.
Yeah.
And then we had...
And there are those that haven't and like are still kind of...
Very much in that. Because like we were mentioning, because while we were thinking of names of people who we would say have broken the mold, we came up with, it was like Samuel L. Jackson, Queen Latifah, Denzel Washington. Like these are big names. Yeah. Everybody and their mother knows them. And then who are strictly like Black famous, who I feel like you have to consume Black media to know them. It was like Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
And who was the other one?
And anyone that's in a Tyler Perry film.
Shout out to the Tyler Perry movies.
Me personally, big fan. Big fan. I watch them all. Yeah. Me and Medea were like this.
I love Why Did I Get Married?
If I ask a white person, have you watched Diary of a Mad Black Woman? They'll be like, what? They'll have
like,
no idea.
Called that?
Yeah, they'll be like, that sounds racist.
Yeah.
No, like I genuinely don't think I've ever met a single white person that has ever known or watched a Tyler Perry film. I
feel like obviously people do. I just don't know if because of the way that it very much plays into certain Black caricatures that they feel that they can't.
I just feel like the kind of white person that would watch it is someone who's like grew up around Black people or like grew up
true.
Is very aware of the culture, because otherwise I genuinely think if I were to rock up at work and say, do you guys know who Tyler Perry is? They'd all say no. They'd all say no.
If I said like, I may try that. I may try that, but
yeah, like no one is gonna know. Like if I can't even think of like, I don't even actually know myself what the actors' names are in those films.
They're just very like, they show up all the time.
Yeah.
It's the same faces all the time.
Consistency is key.
But you know what has like kind of made Tyler Perry movies a bit more famous? That oh my god, that TikTok sound. He's a good man, Savannah. A good man, and that's from Waiting to Exhale.
It is Waiting to Exhale.
Is that not a Tyler? In my head, it's a Tyler Perry film. If it's not, my bad.
You know what's funny? Do you know why I've assumed it's not a Tyler Perry film?
Yeah.
Because how would Tyler Perry get Angela Bassett, Whitney Houston?
He used to get all the people. Who's the lady who does Cookie Lion? What was her name again?
Oh, Empire in Taraji P. Henson.
Yeah.
But she's always said she specifically like works with Tyler Perry because like he like paid her what she was worth.
Okay, fair. That's
and
true.
like they have like a long-standing relationship. I did forget, girl. The Empire is not a Tyler Perry.
Empire's not Tyler Perry.
But I know what you mean. I mean, she's worked with him in other things.
To me, that's when Taraji P. Henson became really
people,
famous.
That's Idris Elba, right?
For coloured people, I also thought had Viola Davis. Like, it had big names in there.
Are you sure you're not confusing it for The Colour Purple?
I probably am.
See, this is the problem with talking to Amira about films and TV shows and actors and actresses.
Wait, no,
She
no, no, no,
will
no.
confuse.
I'll tell you.
I mean, you might
Sandy
be right.
Newton was in For Colored.
Maybe. I actually haven't watched For Colored People. I just know it's Idris Elba and 3 young girls.
For Colored.
For Colored Girls, sorry.
For Colored Girls. Yeah. I was going to say who's For Colored People.
Yeah,
For Colored Girls. Yeah. 100% Sandy Newton was in there. That guy with the blue eyes who's in Think Like a Man was in there.
Michael Ealy.
He's black famous, for sure.
Yeah.
And then who else was in there? The lady who's in a lot of Tyler Perry films. You know exactly which one I mean. And she was in that movie.
Older woman?
No. She's very cute. She's very cute. And then she had that husband who cheated on her, and then he became disabled, and then she abused him.
Oh, in Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
Is that?
That's the plot of Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Yeah,
that girl.
But I don't know that lady's.
I forget her
that
name.
lady's name. But
my apologies.
Anywho, all that to say,
yeah,
Tyler Perry and Tyler Perry films are largely black famous.
100%.
On occasion, maybe there's like someone that breaks out of it and manages to break the mold. So I'd say him. Who else would you say is kind of like black famous?
I would say someone who's black famous to me is like Tia and Tamara. Yeah. Like for me, then again, I grew up with Twitches.
Maybe Tia.
Yeah.
Tamara was on The Real.
Was she on The Real?
Yeah, she was one of the hosts on The Real, which is like this American daytime television show.
She got a bit more big. She's the one
So I
married
think
to
she's now, and she's married to a white like Fox presenter, I think, or like weather, some kind of weatherman, I think is what he was.
Shout out to the weatherman.
But so like The Real, I think probably boosted Tamara up a little bit more. Where Tia for sure is like black famous.
100%.
Twitches, incredible film.
I don't know how many people have watched Twitches. I do think like when I look at old school Disney, they're just so much more diverse. They show like stories from people from different cultures, from different like and you don't
because Tia and Tamara even had their own show, wasn't it? Sister Sister, isn't it how they got famous?
Sister. It was Sister. They were the Mary Kate and Ashley. Yeah,
Mary Kate and Ashley, they were excellent.
Excellent.
I ate all those films up.
I did love it. It was like
I love the one in France. Don't know what it was.
I loved that one.
I feel like they did all of Europe. There was a film for France, a film for Italy, a film for anywho. But yeah, I know what you mean. Tia and Tamara. Or Tamara.
Tia and Tamara, yeah.
Definitely Tia.
Not so much Tamara. I said Solange Knowles. She didn't agree with me.
No.
But the reason I said Solange Knowles, is, I'll be honest, I don't listen to Solange Knowles' music. For me, the thing that made Solange Knowles famous, was most specifically...
beating up Jay-Z.
That part. And then also, it was Bring It On All or Nothing.
Yeah,
I loved that film. It was so bad.
Yeah, so I do listen to a bit of Solange's music.
Yeah.
I won't say like I'm like locked in or anything like that, but I'm aware enough of what she does
to know that she has
transcended. Like she, I think, I don't know what it's called, but some kind of director at the New York like ballet show season, I don't know what the right terms are, but they like had her come in and like do that, and I'm like, that they're not doing that for someone that white people don't know.
That's true.
For a very white medium.
True. You were who did you compare her to? It was like
she's a bit FKA Twigs. Yeah. She's Twigs. A bit like slightly alternative black girl that like finds a strong base with white people.
Yeah. And then
on staying on Solange Knowles, I don't know that Solange Knowles could have ever been black famous because of her proximity to Beyonce. For nothing else, even white people would know that she is Beyonce's sister.
I would disagree.
No, I think so. She's in like a lot of Beyonce's like biggest songs in the videos.
I don't disagree.
Things like that.
But then it doesn't.
And like Beyonce performed with her at Coachella. If nothing else, that alone got her into the zeitgeist.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And then we were saying there are the people who broke the mold. Like we had, what was it, Queen Latifah?
Queen Latifah's an interesting one. I mean, there's more, but like on Queen Latifah, I think Queen Latifah to me broke the mold because of Hairspray. Because that's like her big.
So?
Yeah, because I think otherwise, I don't know, like if we're talking like performance wise and like on her acting career.
Yeah.
I don't know her other stuff necessarily would have made her a household name.
I
think there's an argument that maybe her music career could have done it, but I don't know enough about that kind of 90s hip hop.
For me, Queen Latifah, obviously, she had originally that show. What was it called? Girlfriends or something?
No.
Living Single.
Living Single,
which is when I was first exposed to Queen Latifah, and then let me tell you something. I love a Queen Latifah film.
Same.
I love a Queen Latifah film. Any film that she's in, I'm sad.
Bringing Down the House is one of the most outrageous films, and genuinely, it makes me cry with laughter. It is so good.
Do you want to know what's funny? Yeah. That's the film I think broke her out of the mold.
Yeah, I'd be interesting to see. I think you're probably right, because it is a Steve Martin film, and Steve Martin obviously is like a legend. But yeah, I have a theory on how and why people break out of the black famous mold.
Yeah.
And we can get into that a little bit later. But yeah, like Queen Latifah is an interesting example of someone that I think like has broken out of it.
Yeah.
But like not like is like on the cusp of it, as opposed to like fully out.
I hear what you're saying, because she is, the best way to put it is, she's still very black. Yeah. is the best way I can put it. Like she's still very black. And then we were thinking, what was it? Because we don't have the same issue in the UK. I would say
like the idea of being black famous in the UK isn't really, because like we were trying to think of people, but I think it's different because in the UK, if you are gonna be like, to be very famous, you have to cross over. Like
100%.
To be like mainstream, you have to cross over into the wider UK audience, which is 90% white. Whereas in the US, you could be like very famous in the US and like millions of people know you, but white people don't know, like without crossing over into the technical mainstream of like wider America knowing you. And that's because there is this like stream of kind of black cinema and black music,
black awards
kind of running concurrently next to mainstream and like Hollywood and like things like that. And you can like, there are black like television channels, black like film productions, all that kind of, and we don't have that infrastructure here.
Not in the UK.
So, and like maybe it harks back to like segregation in the US and how that worked differently to how it worked in the UK. But it means that like we don't have like our own real like TV channels.
True.
Well, we just don't have our own TV channels. We don't really have like separate music channels.
They used to be SBTV.
They used to
Good
be.
Lord.
Yeah,
shout out to SBTV.
What a throwback. But even that like was quite underground. Yeah. It wasn't like for example, if you're comparing
very quick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So anyone that is like black famous in the UK crosses over
to famous.
Yeah, to famous.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're just like not that famous.
You're right. Period. Like there isn't like extreme fame with no fame towards like non-black people. There has to be fame across everyone.
Yeah, because like if you think what names would we pick out? Like Daniel Kaluuya is famous to white people.
John
Boyega is famous to white people.
I think about people like Nella Rose, because remember
Nella Rose is famous to white people.
No, but do you not remember when she went on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here?
Yes,
and a hella people like, who is this?
But a different audience.
That's true.
Different audience.
I'm a Celebrity
age and like does make a difference. So like the I'm a Celebrity audience is typically an older audience.
Yeah.
And so Nella Rose, like her fame comes from like YouTube and that generation of people. So like people like Angry Ginge went on I'm a Celeb like 2 years ago. I did not know who that boy was.
Angry Ginge.
I think he's a streamer, but he's like this white kid streamer. Like he was also not really known by the main demographic of I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. But like when you look at like Nella Rose's numbers, you don't get those numbers without white people also being fans of yours. Same with like Chunks and like the Sidemen and like all those guys they have a lot of white young people that are fans of them.
Yeah.
Same with like the reason like rap and grime is so big in this country is because the majority of the listeners are white.
Yeah.
Like
you have it.
Yeah. I can't sit here and say like, oh, someone like Chipmunk. I need to stop calling him Chipmunk because
What's he called?
He's called Chip now.
Chip did eat it.
Yeah. See, that's what I remember. And Oopsie Daisy, what a song.
Oh, what a song.
But I can't even say like Chip is black famous because bare white youths are listening to him.
That to me is new though. When I say it's not super new, but when I was like growing up, like early uni days especially, like I would go to these events, seeing these people who like I think of NSG, I think of oh my god, who are this curse called J House, even Crept and Conan. Like when I was seeing them and they were coming up, that audience was black. There was nobody else there.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the audience is still black. It's just now it's black and like it's bigger.
But I mean to say is you're right in the sense that they got to a level of fame rather than they're only famous to one group of people.
I think the Afro swing like era like changed the trajectory of like black music in this country. Because I think before that you could probably say there were a lot less white listeners of like grime and like UK rap and like what was it like? There was like garage back in the day and all those kinds of things. I love garage. I still think they reached white people to a degree, but much less white people that were like close to black culture in some kind of way. Yeah. But like that era of like the J Husses, the Mo Stacks, the Youngins, like they went mainstream. Those numbers were insane. They were like you were hearing those songs all over the radio, kind of thing.
Remember Stormzy? Like, pre his explosion days, like he was only what was it? Oh my god. You're getting way too big for your boots. You're never too big for the boot.
You got the big flat soles on your feet. Yeah. But that song, anyways, let's not get into it. But yeah, so I think like, so before there was like a little hint of that, but now I think you'd really struggle to find like a black artist that is like really big to black people that hasn't crossed over, because so many like white people listen to rap in this country now.
Yeah. No, but that you reach a level of fame and you're just going
to be famous to everyone. Like that's what it is. I think there isn't really this idea of like being black famous.
Which do you think is better? Oh, controversial. I do think like there's an element of like, as much as I like the concept of being able to have spaces which is specifically to celebrate black voices, black music, black, film, all of that. But there's a part of me that thinks, you deserve your flowers. You deserve to have a level of fame. You deserve to have a level of success. But then because you've been put into this box, which, a box that was necessary, you can't, like, it's hard to escape it, if that makes sense. I don't know the best way to put it.
I think it's hard to compare them because they are the result
of two different histories.
Two different societies and cultures. Like in the US, I don't think it's super problematic because like they've had to develop that themselves, and also you can be really famous and you can make good money off of only being famous to black people, because black people in the US, they just outnumber us, like proportion wise they're a bigger proportion of the country than we are in the UK, and B, like it just is a, like, what's the word when something is it's a word that sounds something like ludicrous, but it ain't. Anywho, doesn't matter. But anyways, it's like it is a legitimate like form of like money, and there's a career in that, where in the UK I don't think you can sustain a career for long by only being famous to black people. Like you won't be able to just generate enough money. I think.
I agree.
But there was something I was gonna say, but I've forgotten it.
Is it coming to you?
It's not. Maybe it'll come to me. Let's keep going. Yeah. But I don't necessarily think like one is better than the other. I think they lead to different outcomes.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Each have their pros and each have their cons. Yeah. But what do you call it? Yeah, it's interesting when you like overall look at it, because even the concept of black famous is not.
I remember what I wanted to say. Yeah. Sorry. What I wanted to say is, in the UK, actually, the more I think about it, there is a stream of being black famous and not white famous, but it's because of the diaspora. So I think people like Afrobeats.
Yeah.
A lot of those artists are only really famous to black people in this country.
But Afrobeats is getting big.
But it is getting big. But what I'd say is it's getting big with the black diaspora. So those people, so for example, I'd say like someone like Ruga, don't actually know how you pronounce his name, is very famous. But he's only famous really to black people.
Yeah.
But he's famous to black people, aka Africans in the diaspora, which are
true.
across the world.
That's
so
true.
As I say, those are the examples. But even then, it's kind of hard because technically, like, those people are not UK artists.
They're not.
They're
UK
just
artists,
famous in the UK because of, like, we have a significant African diaspora. Like, even to an extent, I'd say like Wizkid.
You're right.
And
I
Burna
agree
Boy
with Kiss. Burna Boy.
Maybe
Burna Boy.
I'd say Burna Boy is bigger. But I still think if you were to ask the average person in this country who Burna Boy is,
they might say no.
They're likely to say no.
They might say no.
I'd say like with Burna Boy, you might like pick up. There might be an age difference that helps, and like young people. But like someone like Wizkid,
I agree with Wizkid.
Yeah,
I agree about Wizkid.
But like Wizkid is one of the biggest stars.
Huge.
He's a global.
Do you know who
superstar.
I always get? I don't know even if you know her. You know Simi.
I do know Simi.
I love her music. I love her voice. I love her style. I love it, and she is so famous. But you're right, she's only famous.
Even someone like Tiwa
diaspora.
Savage. What's it? Yemi Alade. Like all those people. Like, and the more recent names like Arya Starr is, I think it's Arya Starr. Like she's she is big. She's huge, but like hasn't really, I wouldn't say, crossed over fully to like white spaces. I'd say the people that have broken that mold are Tyler. Thames to a degree.
Thames and Tyler.
Tyler definitely.
But then again,
and
I think
Thames,
this goes back to
the song with Dave did it.
I think it goes back to the fact that Tyler got popular in the US. Look, let's be honest. The US, when it comes to popularity, when it comes to what's going to make you big, you need to make it in the US to make it everywhere. That's the reality. And I think Tyler...
I disagree.
No, I'm so sorry.
No,
it's the truth.
I disagree.
You just can't get the numbers out there.
You can. There are so many... Afrobeats for so long. I would still say Wizkid is not someone that has, like, cracked America.
I don't think he's cracked America. But because he hasn't cracked America, he hasn't cracked the rest of Britain.
You're insane.
That's what I think.
Insane.
I think Tyler, because she got so big in the US that came through.
Tyler got big in the US because her sound is like, and her look is close to R&B and the kind of stuff that they would produce. Yeah. Because, for example, Tyler's, like, I think dropped an EP or, like, some new songs recently, and they haven't gone as big. And obviously that can happen for many reasons. Yeah. But I think a significant part of why they haven't gone as big is she's gone back to, like, a lot more stronger amapiano stuff, which is actually, like, what she started out doing.
100%.
But I think the reason Tyler crossed over in the US is, like, Water is basically... Like, that's light R&B.
But you're not hearing me. Yeah. I'm saying, because she made it regardless of whatever sound changes she's made, because she had that period of extreme fame in the US, it made her popular to non-African diasporas in the UK.
But I think regardless of it breaking in the US, those songs would have hit here, even if it didn't do well in the US, Water still would have been a hit.
Okay,
here.
But then we bring back Burna Boy. Burna Boy's song, was it Last? Yeah. That was a 10 out of 10 song, and it hit, and it has a sound that is popular even outside of Africa, because it, in my opinion, sort of transcended Afrobeats. He still, because I think doesn't have the same amount of fame Tyler had in the US, is not as known to non-African diasporas in the UK. And this is what I come back to. I'm like, I agree with you in that they're very famous in the African diaspora, which includes a lot of UK people. But until they've cracked America, they rarely crack non-African diasporas in the UK. I don't know a single artist. I can tell you that white people
You're basically saying for white people to know black people in this country, they need to have broken America.
Essentially.
Okay.
Is all I'm
I
saying.
can't necessarily think of examples that are.
I can't think of a single person who's extremely famous in the UK.
Yeah.
And who's like a black artist.
Yeah.
Who hasn't cracked the US. I can't.
Okay, say. Stormzy.
Stormzy has cracked the US.
No, he has not.
In my opinion, he's cracked the US.
No, that's outrageous. No,
am I just making stuff up?
But it's different. I mean, we could go around in circles, to be fair, because there's exceptions to everything. Yeah. But I'd say the only kind of place where people are super famous as black people in the UK are I think when they're famous in the diaspora. You
mean having the concept of black famous in the UK?
When they're famous.
I agree. I'll give you that one. I agree because we just don't have the numbers to even have the concept of black famous without the diaspora coming in. So.
Yeah, I wonder if it's the same in France. Because you know how French music is French black music is so big.
Yeah.
And they have a bigger black population in their country than we'd have here.
Yeah.
Be interesting what the dynamic is in other European countries that still have
black famous in a place like France. It's a possibility, I think, because they do have, and also on top of that, they're different in the sense as in they have then all the francophone African nations that feed into France, which we don't, if that makes sense. I don't see.
It used to be the Caribbeans used to have such a big influence.
Yeah.
And if you meet the average Joe 50-year-old geezer, they do somehow all know rhythms. You'll just everyone knows how to the words to Clarks and things
I don't know
that.
why.
You would just meet the most random. You would think people that bricklayers, people that traditionally probably don't even like black people freaking know all the old school Caribbean tunes. I'd say that's probably the closest thing to
that's true to what
the francophone, but I think you're right, it doesn't really exist anymore. But I think it's interesting. I just don't think in the UK that kind of black famous thing.
And again, it is genuinely because of the history of segregation in the US and the need to create spaces for black people because you were actively segregated from the rest of society.
Should I now tell you about my theory about how people break out of being black famous? I should say, actually, this only pertains to actors. It doesn't really pertain to music. But when it comes to actors, I think the only black actors that cross over into being famous to white people are ones that tell a story of struggling.
Oh,
some it doesn't have to be.
It's gonna get a little techie.
It doesn't have to be black struggle, but essentially it's drama. They have to do dramas to get famous to black people. To white
joy
people,
doesn't
sorry.
sell.
I don't know what it is, but for
sells.
example, Daniel Kaluuya, Michael B. Jordan, Denzel Washington. Who else? Who are other people that we said crossed over in acting? Mahershala Ali. Okay, those are Samuel L. Jackson. Okay, all of those people are known for dramas / action films
that requires a lot of emotion.
But something that isn't I can't tell you. I don't feel like I can tell you many names of black actors that got famous off of comedies. And I'm talking household name status over comedies. I'll give you Eddie Murphy.
That's true. And that might be Eddie Murphy, though, is he actually that famous?
Yes, he is.
No, what about the guy who was in Rush Hour?
Chris Tucker?
Yeah.
I would say Chris Tucker is largely black famous.
I
would say Rush Hour is
I love that film.
I love Rush Hour. I would describe Rush Hour as a black film.
Really?
Obviously, even though it does have Jackie Chan in it.
Shout out to Jackie Chan.
In fact, let me not say something problematic. I was going to say that might have made the film blacker.
The fact that it had Jackie Chan in it.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Yeah, I would say Rush Hour is a black film, and I would say Chris Tucker is largely black famous. I think people that know Chris Tucker know black people.
Have people not watched Rush Hour? To me, it's a cult classic. Par with like White Chicks. And I feel like White Chicks is like, it's the YM brothers. They're super black famous. But at the same time, that's a cult classic. So I don't know.
I think I would be interested to know how many white people have actually watched White Chicks.
I really?
As opposed to knowing it for like the memes and like some of the stuff.
You have to watch it. You have to watch it. Yeah. Same with Rush Hour. 1, 2, and 3 are all fantastic. Like, incredible. These are great films.
Incredible. But I'd say like really Eddie Murphy is one of the few names that I can think of
that's gotten famous off of comedy.
Of something that isn't like drama and like like something that's a bit darker.
You're right. I can't think of anything, but then I also probably can't think of anything because I'm on the spot.
Yeah. Like Eddie Murphy. Is there anyone else like that? Because the thing is, there are like other famous like comedians like Bernie Mac, but I
think Bernie Mac is very black famous.
Yeah, he's very black famous, but I don't think he's like.
What about Trevor Noah?
I think some of those things are a bit different because, like, for example, Trevor Noah was a reporter, so like inherently he's going to be like that's a medium that more white people like is what's the word? Reaches white people more. They have no choice but to know who he is. But yeah, I think it's hard for me to think of. The thing is, there are always going to be exceptions. There are always going to be people like that break that mold. But I just think that the majority of like black actors that break out of it because they do some kind of like drama.
Something that's very emotional, hard-hitting, puts you in your feels, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah. Why can't we be just silly and goofy and fun?
You tell us.
Like J-Lo made it big off of rom-coms. Yeah. Like I don't know that a black actress could have done that.
Yeah, I don't even know a single one that has or even come close to
because but think about like there are loads of black rom-coms or like romance dramas even. Like Regina Hall's done a lot of them. Nia Long was in them. Yeah. Like think about like The Best Man, Love and Basketball.
J-Lo is because her leading man was always white.
I mean, to be fair, it's different for J-Lo because when she started her acting career, she was already famous. She had her music career. Yeah. So she was already in, like, she'd already crossed over.
She was with Ben Affleck.
Yes.
Jenny
and she
from the block.
Yeah, she was also with P. Diddy.
I forget about P. Diddy. I do forget about P. Diddy.
But, so she'd already crossed over. So it makes sense to me why, like, she was with all these, like, well, obviously not her, but she was paired with all these white men. Yeah. Is that she's already famous to white people. Yeah. But like, yeah, I just think like there are white actresses that make it from kind of rom-coms and things like I would say like Katherine Heigl, whatever it is. She's to me maybe I'm not familiar enough with the work, but I know her because of like her rom-coms. I know she's done other things. Obviously, she did Grays and things like that. Right. But it's the rom-coms that I know her for, and it's like, you know, can a black actor do that? Like I think Regina Hall is a really good example of that. Regina Hall did a lot of like comedies or like rom-coms. She's the one in Love and Basketball. She was in.
Is she in Scary Movie? Because I always mix up
she is the funny one
in
in Scary Movie. She's also in. I literally just had it. Think Like a Man. Yeah. She's in that, very black famous. I don't know that she is even still necessarily white famous. Maybe, I don't know, Scary Movie is
I love
big
Scary
enough.
Movie. I think it's such a great film.
But recently, she's been in so many conversations. Why? Because she was in One Battle After Another.
That's true.
Which, like, it's actually, if you actually watch One Battle After Another, it's
not a serious drama, film, but she's serious character.
Like, it's serious character. Like it is a kind of, it's a comedy drama.
Yeah. I agree.
So that's like the thing that I feel like I've always noticed, and the thing that to me makes the difference of like, okay, this person is like, they've made it beyond.
It's it's because they have to do a film or something that is hard hitting, is what you're saying, essentially. Yeah. They can't do it the goofy fun way. Yeah. Which is most unfortunate, but there you go. But yeah, let us know what you think, and let us know of like people who you think fall into the black famous category, who's
anyone
broken
that
the
we
mold.
said that you disagree,
exactly, or any
because it is a bit of a subjective thing. It is about like
subjective.
what you hear people talking about, kind of thing.
It really much depends on your environment, and I don't know, us being here in the UK might be different to being in the US, but that's what we think. But yeah, thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.